there's a store picnic right across from someone's like, you can go in there and get like any candy. They have like everything. You just go in there like $5 and make it.
That's how Fuzzy's was over there.
Penny candy.
Penny candy, poker machines, dude.
We'd go in there and buy like $15 worth of penny candy. Like those little cream pies. Build a house.
I don't know if you know on Lincoln Way, market on the right. My buddy had a poker machine in there as well, and they refused to pay him out. So he went back there and they yeah, went through the front window. Took it off.
Should have paid a party. They got raided, like literally every week, just sort of leaving the wall across the street. Got raided. I said, I called the cops. Then they put a super store and stuff. Some store where across the street, back in there.
Yeah, Rick's from Monroe, I think. I mean, you're from Monroe, originally, right? Monroe? Yeah.
See, they're building yellow sheets in Monroe?
Yeah, yeah.
2 sheets in the same room.
Just within the buddy.
No idea. How long? So you see how long, you know? Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Already ended up grabbing her. 993, yeah, my stepdad told me when he was young, that's where they used to run. I know some guy going to Yeah, I heard it was quite a nice, drag strip down there back in the
They
day.
cut the cut down.
Yeah, he's dug all that slow.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, yeah,
Before it went all
right, right.
we bought the bridge off, we was full cars.
Block it.
I'd like to call to order the North Huntington Township Board of Commissioners regular meeting for Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. The time is 7 p.m. Roll call, Manager Falk.
Commissioner Hempel,
Here.
Commissioner Atwood,
Here.
Commissioner Gray,
Here.
Commissioner Bevan,
Here.
Commissioner Zona,
Here.
Commissioner McHugh,
Here.
President Hagus.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the opening prayer by Pastor Josh Rudder from Calvary Church. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we just come before you, and I just ask you that you be over this meeting, Lord, and that things would get situated, Father. And we just ask you, Lord, to bless all the decisions that are being made, Lord. And we just thank you for what you're doing here in North Huntington, Father. In your precious name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. If any citizen would like to speak tonight, please sign the book at the podium. Thank you. The first speaker is Nick C. Would you please state your name and address?
My name's Nick, and I'm a resident of North Huntington Township. Good evening.
What you're about to hear represents only 2 examples of the evidence we've documented showing systemic misconduct and abuse of power within North Huntington Township. These are not isolated incidents. They reveal a consistent pattern of negligence, suppression, and retaliation against citizens who dare to speak the truth.
Lane, hi, this is Officer Cookies from North Huntington Township Police Department. I'm sitting out in front of your residence right now as we speak. Trying to conduct a follow-up in reference to your crash. The case has been turned over to me due to the significance of your injuries. So you can reach me at North Huntington Township Police Department at 724-863-8800. I'd like to sit down with you and get your side of what happened, and we'll go from there. Okay? Thank you very much for your time.
Now, that's the police officer that I was told by the chief, by McCurdy, by Arendez, that he's not a crash investigator, he holds no certificates to be a crash investigator, and that he had nothing to do with my family's accident at any point in time. He then came to my house, and that's when he told me of all the criminal shit that this department did involving my family's accident, and then you guys got rid of him. So then what happens? His wife decides, as an American citizen, she'd like to exercise her First Amendment right to speak, and this is what happened to her.
On Monday, April 14th, at 6:46 p.m., my husband received a phone call, which I'm sure was at the direction of Chief Rizzo, from Officer Carl Steinkoff. The 3-minute one-sided conversation was to tell me I had every right to speak at the meetings. However, I needed to watch who I addressed and what I spoke about, with specific instructions that I was not to say anything regarding Mr. Carrozza's situation. Let me remind you, and unfortunately Chief Rizzo, I am a tax-paying citizen of this community.
Amen.
And I will speak when,
Amen.
and about whatever I want.
A fucking
I am
man.
my own person. I think for myself, and I speak for me and only me. Now, I had no intentions on saying anything about Mr. Carrozza's situation. But after receiving my warning call, I can't help but ask, what exactly are you afraid I could potentially say about Mr. Carrozza's
The
situation?
truth, ladies and gentlemen. That's what they fear. They fear the truth. They fear accountability, as they should. They fear the sovereignty of the American people when we stand together, when we have each other's backs, when we don't sell our souls for the paycheck and the pension. So, for nearly a year, I've stood before this body and asked for answers, not for myself alone, but for every resident whose voice has been silenced. Yet to this day, not one of you has publicly addressed the concerns placed on the record by your own constituents. I again ask tonight, when will Officer Carl Steinkoff be called to answer for the phone call he made, who instructed him to make it, and why he felt it appropriate to tell an American citizen that they are not allowed to speak about certain topics from the public town square? The truth is simple. You don't want the community to know. You don't want them to see the extent of the corruption, how certain officials have weaponized law enforcement against private citizens, how complaints are buried, and how accountability has been replaced by silence. And to every officer within the North Huntington Police Department, every last one of you, I have emailed each of you personally, making you aware of the facts. Not one of you has stepped forward to tell the truth. I know you saw what happened to Ted, but hear me clearly. If any of you find the courage to come forward and you face retaliation for doing what's right, you will find refuge in us, the American people. The American people will protect you. Silence in the face of injustice is guilt, but truth spoken in courage will never stand alone. My unlawful arrest, The intimidation, the threats, the malicious prosecutions brought against me by the North Huntington Police Department, the Pennsylvania State Police Department, the Attorney General's office, and the local district attorney's office will be challenged in court publicly, transparently, and on the record. Every fact, every action, every document will be exposed under oath. But while you were busy shielding yourselves from accountability, something remarkable has happened, and the people are paying attention. Our movement, now 5,000 followers strong, I like to call them participants, has reached over 400,000 views alone today. We've captured not only the attention of the township, but we've captured the attention of Westmoreland County, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and now there are people across the nation joining in to comment, share, and give their support as North Huntington works through this. I mean, this is going to be the biggest shit stain on the history of this community, the legacy of this community. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. So, what began as a spark has become a flame, and the flame is now spreading. You still have an opportunity to do the right thing, to step forward and tell the truth, and to begin restoring public trust. But understand this clearly. The window for redemption is closing fast. Mr. Zona, I have about 5 lines left. May I finish? Thank you. To those who told me I was carrying a big hammer, you were right. But I never picked it up to destroy. I picked it up to rebuild. And I still extend my hand to anyone in this township governing body who has the courage to swing it with me for truth, for justice, and for the people you swore to serve. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. The next speaker is Rick Keenan. Would you please state your name and address?
Rick Keenan, 700 Legger Road, North Huntington. I'm here to ask about a thing that they brought up with this waste water management tax that they're talking about. And that's kind of a bad subject with me, as living on Legger Road. The last 2 commissioners that I've had, I've dealt with them. I've dealt with the state. I even had Dunbar's representatives down there. I've gone up to the state over this, when they put the gas wells in back there, they broke into a spring at the top of the hill, and it's running down both sides of the hill, and of course it's ruining the asphalt and everything. The bad part is, when I come out of my driveway, it's a sheet of ice in the wintertime. Of course, there's been no problems because of the drought, but winter's coming on. Now, at one point, the Public Works Department did help, and they got in, the situation got even worse, and they found out that it was Westmoreland water leaking to the last house on the line, which is right at the top of the hill. And the water was running down. They checked it, found it had chlorine in it, and found out that's what it was. But what has happened as far as the other part, nobody has ever done anything about this. And if I'm going to pay tax, we get billed, and they, as a part of the proposal, which I understand nothing is in writing yet or anything, they're talking about charging a tax on that stormwater management. That would kind of be taxation without representation, because 20 years are going by and nothing's been done. And I don't have enough tea to flood the creek down there at the bottom of the hill. But it's something that I think that the state turns around and says water's coming off a property in North Huntington. North Huntington says it's coming down the state road, and it's a political nightmare fighting it back and forth. Well, we're getting into the situation, they're saying we're going to have a lot of snow this year. If we have a lot of moisture and it's a sheet of ice, somebody gets hurt down there in an accident, It'll be another lawsuit like there was the one on 993 with the water running across that here a few years back. And I'll be a witness, and it won't be in favor of either the state or the township, because there's nothing been done about it at all, and it's just sort of a heck of a note that nobody seems to want to do anything about it. And it seems that it's a political football back and forth, and they've come down and actually seen it, and they even were going to supposedly regrade it, and they took the pipe out years ago that went under the end of my driveway, so now the water runs back the driveway too. It's, instead of it getting better, it got worse. So in their deal with it, charging this deal, coming up with a plan in the future, if there is anything on this, it's going to be, I'm going to be on them for, I'm not going to pay a tax for something that hasn't happened in 20 years. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other citizens that didn't sign up that would like to speak tonight? Seeing none, response to citizens' input, we had Nick speak and we had Rick Keenan speak. If anyone has any response. Rick, if I can just address yours, and I know I spoke to you before the meeting, but I think what you're referring to is a wastewater tax. I mean, we were calling it like a stormwater fee, and we were just looking into it. Nothing was passed. So, and I did tell you that before the meeting. So there is no tax or no fee or anything that was passed. I don't know, would anyone else like to comment on the citizens' input?
I would, Director Hawkminski, I think maybe you might know, we had talked about that in the past, though, on Lager Road, and the spring coming out. I don't know, maybe you or Manager Falk can kind of give us an update. I thought that was taken care of at this point.
That was some time ago. I'd have to go back and look at my notes. So, but we'll address it.
I'm not aware of the situation. We'll certainly look into it if it's coming off township property or township road, but if it's on a state road, our hands are rather tied.
Yeah, I remember Representative Goss and Dr. Alberts were looking into that prior. Yeah, I think we possibly get us an update. We would appreciate that.
Sure, we can, and if it's not our problem, we can reach out to PennDOT with our contacts as well and see what we can do.
I do recall that Commissioner Goss and Rich were working on that. I do recall that too. So if you gentlemen, if you could reach out to Rick and hear his concerns and maybe take a look at that, please.
Sure.
Go ahead, Rick. Do you want to add one more thing? Come up to the microphone and say it so everybody could hear it, please.
As I said, the Public Works did look into it, and they found the municipal water system, but the original problem with the spring water, breaking in the spring water, that there's two separate problems, and they did correct the one with the municipal authority, and that was done through the Public Works. But the original problem with the springs is still there, and as I said, it's bounced back and forth. The state blames North Huntington. North Huntington says it's a state road.
Okay. Well, thank you. We got some new people here on the board, so we'll have them take another look at it for you. They'll get a hold of you, and we'll take another look and see if there's anything we can do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No other comments on citizens' input? Approval of minutes for the special meeting dated September 11th, 2025.
Motion to approve?
Motion by Commissioner Atwood, second by Commissioner Hempel. Discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Payment for the regular meeting dated September 17th, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hempel, second by Commissioner Bevan. Discussion?
Discussion,
I believe there is an error in the minutes from that meeting on the 17th. If you turn to page 1, 2, 4, go under Township Manager's Report. And if you read down on the next page, it says, action to advertise ordinance 2314, establishing procedures for leasing of township-owned land. And then Commissioner Hempel made a motion to approve the advertising. And then Commissioner Zona seconded. And I made my comment about, I thought it needed to be looked at further with, only for utilities. Bottom line here is, if you read through that, I made a motion to table. Commissioner Atwood seconded. And then the roll call vote was shown in the minutes to table the vote to advertise. And yet, the president then said there is still a motion and second to advertise the current ordinance. And we voted on that, although it was tabled. So what is correct there? And if we have to go back and look at the minute, or look at the video, I would make a motion to table approval of those minutes for right now.
I would agree with you, Commissioner Gray. That's very confusing here, and I don't think it was confusing when we had the meeting and we voted on it. I can't remember. I thought it was tabled also. I do recall that, and I don't think it was confusing at the time, but these are two contradictory items here.
Right.
Yep, correct.
So I'll motion to table action on that approval.
I'll second
Till we
that.
review it.
Motion by Commissioner Gray to table the approval of the regular meeting on September 17th, 2025 is second by Commissioner Hempel. Any discussion on the motion to table?
Discussion. on
No,
table.
yeah, you can't discuss it. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
Mr. President, when, since we have questions on whether or not the motion and second was to actually advertise the current ordinance, should we remove that from the solicitor's report tonight?
Yes, that should be removed from the report. Okay, moving on, payment of bills.
I'll make a motion that we pay voucher number 45560 through voucher number 45893.
I'll second.
Motion by Commissioner Hempel, second by Commissioner Atwood. Discussion?
Yes,
Go
I
ahead.
will be abstaining as there's payment sent to my place of employment.
Okay. Can we do a roll call, Manager Falk?
Sure. Commissioner Hempel,
Yes.
Commissioner Atwood,
Yes.
Commissioner Gray,
Yes.
Commissioner Zona,
Yes.
Commissioner Bevan,
Yes.
Commissioner McHugh,
Abstain.
President Hagus.
Motion carries 6-0 with one abstention. Staff reports, Public Works report. Director Hawklinski, anything to add to your report?
No, sir, I do not.
Any questions for Director Hawklinski? I'm sorry, I can't get your name out. No questions? Parks and Rec report. Coordinator Kincaid?
I have nothing additional to add.
Okay, any comments for Coordinator Kincaid?
Yes, if you don't mind, I would just like to say, Coordinator Kincaid, I know that my wife participated in the vendor show that you had down at the Public Works facility, and I can remember as a kid growing up, and a lot of you might remember this, Maple Drive-In, but I can tell you at night down there at 8 o'clock, it got pretty cold as a kid growing up, but I know you had to end early because of the cold, But my wife said it was very nice, very well organized and ran. So thank you for putting that on for our township.
Of course, thank you for coming and thank you to her for participating. We're looking forward to having more next year. So everybody in the community, if you missed the first two that we had this year, we'll have more next year. Hope you can make it.
Thank you. Any other comments for Coordinator Kincaid?
I have one real quick. Coordinator Kincaid, are we doing the house decorating contest again?
Yes, so we're actually hosting the Halloween one right now. We'll take submissions of houses up until the end of next week, I believe, next Friday. And then we are going to announce the winners on Halloween. We'll have the rec board members help pick the winners from each ward. We did have a few enter already, so thank you for the reminder. Just a reminder to the community to get your house submitted if you have Halloween decorations, and then we will be hosting the holiday one closer to Christmas.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Police report, Lieutenant McCurdy.
Thank you. I'd just like to add a few things. Our officers are out there trying to do their best they can and maintain the traffic control in a lot of the side streets and feeder routes to the main roads. As to date, our officers have done 873 traffic enforcement details. So we set up details whenever somebody calls in and complains, and listen, we try to maintain and support all of the citizens that call in and have those needs. You might not see them all the time, but I'm telling you they're there. We satisfied 873 to date just for those details. The traffic enforcement in school zone is also a priority of ours, especially school now being in for a few months. We performed almost 200 of those details in the school zones. We're just shy of 1,800 traffic stops. That doesn't mean traffic citations, right? Our main goal is to slow people down and to make our roads safe, right? It doesn't always equate to a citation. That's our main goal. So we ask everybody, everybody's in a hurry trying to get to work, especially in Clay Pike. Clay Pike is a nightmare, right? Everybody's traveling. It's a main thoroughfare through our town. They're doing repair work there, so everybody's trying to branch off and cut through our neighborhoods to circumvent that traffic, right? I get it. I drive too. Just when you're going through the side streets and the neighbors, remember, you're not on a main thoroughfare. There's people going to school. There's people trying to get out of their driveways and work, and people are walking dogs. So just be mindful. Just take a look down at that gauge and pay attention. 25 mile an hour. We just really appreciate it. And that's about it. So thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Lieutenant McCurdy? Questions or comments?
Comment. I want to thank you and the department for installing VASCAR lines on Roth Drive. It is a highly traveled shortcut from McKee Road to Lincoln Way, and a lot of people go there. And I got an email first thing this morning that said they were out there, I guess, last night painting them. So
Yeah, Patrolman Pacina does a very good job. He's very responsive.
Yeah.
He took over that role with a lot of responsibility. So we try to make sure that we appease everybody and try to curb that with either speed signs and VASCAR lines.
So be advised on Roth Drive, slow down.
Also, those students going on McMahon Drive. I'm not telling stories out of school, but there's probably going to be a police car on McMahon Drive tomorrow before and after school. So everybody listening, you got students, be careful on McMahon Drive, okay? I don't want to give any tickets.
You've been warned.
Yes.
Any other comments or questions?
Yes, if I may. I'm going to go public with this. Basically, I'm sure this comes from every one of us on our board and every one of us in this room. But I pray every day for our police officers, not just in North Huntington, all over the world, all over the United States. Believe me when I say they have a tough job. It's even tougher today than it ever was years and years ago. You know, I just have to tell them that I pray for them and I want them to come home to their families. So thank them for what they do.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Emergency Management Report. I don't see Mr. Mahinsky here. Does anyone have any questions or comments to get back to Mr. Mahinsky? Engineer Report, Mr. Grabiak.
I have nothing to add.
Any questions or comments for Mr. Grabiak? Community Development Reports. Any questions on the fire officials' report? Subdivision and Land Development, Director Andrikhovich.
I have nothing additional to add. We do have a couple action items this month. Item number 1, SP 06 of 2025. Action to approve the modification request to eliminate the low-level plantings for the solar energy facility located off of Shoddy Hill Road.
A motion, we deny this based on the modification.
Second.
Motion to deny by Commissioner Atwood, second by Commissioner Gray. Discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
Item number 2, Site Plan 13 of 2025, the Cleveland Price expansion. Action to approve the waiver request for the elimination of the high and low-level landscaping at the Cleveland Price expansion project.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Gray, second by Commissioner Hempel. Discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
Item number 3, Subdivision 20 of 2025, JP Land Holdings and O'Neill Lot Line Revision. Action to approve the boundary line revision between 2 adjacent lots located off of Morris Avenue.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Atwood, second by Commissioner Hempel. Discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
Item number 4, Subdivision 21 of 2025, Dunlap Consolidation. Action to approve the boundary line revision located off of 3rd Street in Westmoreland City.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner McHugh, second by Commissioner Hempel. Discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
And item number 5, Subdivision 17 of 2025, the Sheets Consolidation. Action to approve the lot consolidation at the corner of Carpenter Lane and State Route 30.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Atwood, second by Commissioner Gray. Discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
That's all I have for tonight.
Thank you, Director Andrikhovich. Solicitor's report, Solicitor Dice.
Based on, I believe, the ordinance being tabled, I have no report this evening.
Thank you. Township Manager's report, Manager Falk.
Action to approve September check register.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Atwood, second by Commissioner Hempel. Discussion?
Yes, I will be abstaining from that also, as a check was sent to my place of employment.
Okay. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Motion carries 6-0 with one abstention.
You have a copy of the September budget report. Are there any questions? Action to release the fire escrow in the amount of $43,436.76 for the property of 9978 Deerfield Drive.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Atwood, second by Commissioner McHugh. Discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
Action to release the fire escrow in the amount of $46,130.29 for the property of 14350 Otis Drive.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Atwood, second by Commissioner Bevan. Discussion. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
Action to refund Dollar Tree in the amount of $870.68 for the overpayment of business grocery receipts tax.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Hempel, second by Commissioner Bevan. Discussion. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Action to approve change order in the amount of $7,584.48 for the police ceiling tile replacement project.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Hempel, second by Commissioner Bevan. Discussion. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
Action to approve final pay app to JP Construction in the amount of $26,084.48 for the police ceiling tile replacement project.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Atwood, second by Commissioner Hempel. Discussion.
Manager Falk, does this include that change order we just?
It does, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
Action to enter into a 3-year contract with Violytics in the amount of $27,744 annually.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Hempel, second by Commissioner Gray. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
Action to submit the CDBG grant application in the amount of $249,000 on behalf of the NHTMA for the residential lateral sanitary sewer replacement Phase 12 project.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner McHugh, second by Commissioner Bevan. Discussion?
I have a question. My address is to Solicitor Dice. I'm on the NHTMA board. Should I abstain?
Do you receive any payment for the NHT board, or is it totally voluntary?
No, we do receive a payment monthly.
I would abstain just to be safe. Thank you.
Okay, I'm abstaining.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
And Commissioner Hempel is an abstention. So motion carries 6-0 with one abstention.
Action to enter into a 5-year winter maintenance agreement with PennDOT.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Hempel and second by Commissioner Bevan. Discussion?
I do have a quick discussion point. We did get the new figures, the just under 20,000 a year, total for 98,567 and 28 cents over the 5-year periods. Just want to confirm with Director Hoklinski that that is a good number for operation to take care of this.
Yes, and I'm going to defer to Mr. Grabiak because he does the nuts and bolts of the finance end of this and the measuring the lane miles. So,
Yeah, so based on last year, I believe we had around 50 times we plowed a road average, which last year was a really bad year. And then as we discussed before, last year, PennDOT will be giving additional compensation to anybody in this program. Our break even is 44, roughly 44 times we would have to plow a road to break even. So even though we did more last year, we would receive additional compensation. So I believe it is better for us on top of the salt that we were already using on these roads that we didn't get compensated for anyways.
Just want to make sure that it is a smart decision for the township to enter into the agreement. It sounds like it is. Thank you.
I have a question on that, Mr. Grabiak. You're saying 44 times is a break even. So you're saying if we go over 44, we're kind of losing money?
We would be losing money, yes, but chances are if we're out more than that, likely PennDOT would be giving additional compensation.
Okay. Any other discussion?
And this is only a 5-year agreement. We could get out later.
We could get out later, and we can also say one of the roads we don't want to do anymore, we can send them a letter requesting to not do that road in the middle of the contract, and they can remove that road for us.
I strongly feel this is going to lead to a growth of government, local government, by hiring more people, saying we can't do it all, everything that we should, but I'll try it for 5 years.
Any other discussion?
Yeah, I just to clarify, just so I'm clear and the public is clear. So if we go over the 44 route times, we're breaking even, but if we go 46, 48, whatever, it's something we can go back to the state and say, can you, give us more money?
We cannot make that decision. The state makes it.
Okay.
But they make it on a county level. And luckily for us, if the mountains receive a lot more snow, we would receive the same compensation even if we did not receive it, because we have the Laurel Mountains in the east side of the county.
Okay. Thank you.
If I can make one point, well, 2 points actually. We'll receive the money whether it snows or not. So there's going to be winters where we will come out way ahead, hopefully. Secondly, I was trying to think of a way to put this, to put it in perspective of a different sort. Even if it would have cost us a little bit of money, let's suppose that we were capable of performing the seal coating on PennDOT's roads to the way we would have done it versus the way they did it. Draw an analogy to wintertime. Even if it does cost us a little bit of money, it's going to provide such a better experience for our residents. Our service is far superior to what they provide. They're embarrassing. And I'm hoping this goes well this year. I'm hoping to come back to you next year and expand it by just a couple roads. And bear in mind, these are already roads we're already traveling, not going to be additional trucks put out for certain reasons. We'll divvy it up among our sections. For example, Robbins Station Road, we have 4 trucks in different sections that travel Robbins Station. So it'll just get absorbed into what the guys are doing now.
Any other discussion? Okay, the motion is to approve the 5-year winter maintenance agreement with PennDOT, just to clarify. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
Action to donate up to 10 old 55-gallon steel garbage cans to Penwoods Civic Association.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Hempel, second by Commissioner Bevan. Discussion on the motion.
I have a couple questions real quick. Did we discuss this prior to tonight?
We did not. These are the old trash cans at the parks. They're just sitting around. Pennswood Civic Association requested 2 of them, but we did a couple more just in case. But if the board wants to, we can either donate them or sell them or just toss them. But they're basically, a lot of them are rusted out, so those were all thrown away, I presume. But yeah, these are the extra barrels that are just sitting around at this moment.
Commissioner Atwood, I was called by a member of the PWCA board the day after last week's meeting, and they needed to replace a can at the Campbell's Court Pavilion. So he was originally asking for 1, and then I was talking to John. He said we have dozens of old barrels, and then I went back to the board member, and he said, well, if you could spare 2, that would be wonderful for us. So it was to help the Campbell's Court Pavilion parklet they have there.
Just wanted a little bit of back to the backstory to the proposal.
Any other discussion? Being that it wasn't on the agenda meeting last night, we can't allow citizens' input on that. If you would like, if any citizen would just like to speak on that issue prior to the vote. No one has showed interest to speak, so there is a motion on the floor to donate up to 10 55-gallon steel garbage cans.
And these are garbage cans that used to be in our parks, right?
Correct. That we replaced.
Did the new ones we bought rust?
No.
No.
They have-
They're stainless steel?
The new ones are out in the parks in Indian Lake and Oak Hollow. They're made with resin and recycled materials, so they don't rust. These specific drums we're talking about are the old damaged ones. So in the other parks where we didn't replace any trash cans, the guys went through our inventory, took all the nice ones without dents, damaging, rusting. They repainted them a nice North Huntington blue and put them back in those parks. All of these ones that are up for donation or throwing away, what have you, they're dented, rusted, they're old chipping paint, they were green, so they're not nice ones, but if we could use them and repurpose them, then that helps.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the clarification. Any other discussion? We'll vote on the motion. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
And that is the end of my report.
Thank you, Manager Falk. Any further board comments?
Yes, if I may. I would publicly also like to make announcement for everybody to hear this message. I have had residents come up to me and state that they are afraid to come to our public meetings. I am asking each and every one of our residents in North Huntington Township, you have concerns, please come to our meetings. This meeting is protected by police officers, and I can assure you that you will be safe. Please come to our meetings. We don't know what we don't know. Please come.
Thank you, Commissioner Hempel. Any other board comments?
Just like to remind everyone to please be careful during trick or treat on the 31st, the Friday night. We've got little ones running around all the neighborhoods. Everyone have fun and be safe.
Thank you, Commissioner Atwood.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Commissioner Gray, second by Commissioner Atwood. Discussion. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Meeting is adjourned at 7:44.
Thank you, Zach.
That's it. I put a note there. Maybe we can go out together. I don't know what's going on. If it's a spring,
We'll see you, Jen. Take care.